In this video, I interview Simon Sharpe, author of 5 Times Faster, Rethinking the Science, Economics, and Diplomacy of Climate Change. Before jumping into Simon's book recommendations, here is a description of Simon's book. We need to act 5 times faster to avoid dangerous climate change. As Greenland melts, Australia burns, and greenhouse gas emissions continue to rise, we think we know who the villains are. Oil companies, consumerism, weak political leaders. But what if the real blocks to progress are the ideas and institutions that are supposed to be helping us? 5 Times Faster is an inside story from Simon Sharpe, who has spent 10 years at the forefront of climate change policy and diplomacy. In our fight to avoid dangerous climate change, science is pulling its punches, diplomacy is picking the wrong battles, and economics has been fighting for the other side. This provocative and engaging book sets out how we should rethink our strategies and reorganize our efforts in the fields of science, economics, and diplomacy, so that we can act fast enough to stay safe. Click the link in the video description to buy 5 Times Faster. I asked Simon, do you have a favorite smart thinking book? And why that book? Simon says, The Origin of Wealth by Erich Beinhocker. This book tells the story of how economics went down the wrong path 150 years ago, and how a new set of ideas for understanding how the economy works is now beginning to emerge. The story is well told, and the ideas and implications are profound. The Origin of Wealth by Erich Beinhocker is described as, economics is changing radically. This paradigm shift, the biggest in the field for over a century, will have profound implications for business, government, and society for decades to come. In this groundbreaking book, economic thinker and writer Erich Beinhocker surveys the cutting-edge ideas of the leading economists, physicists, biologists, and cognitive scientists who are fundamentally reshaping economics, and brings their work alive for a broad audience. Click the link in the video description to buy The Origin of Wealth. I asked Simon, what's the most recent smart thinking book you've read, and how would you rate it? Simon says, Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss and Tal Raz. A guide to how to negotiate as if your life depended on it, this book overthrows old ideas about depersonalizing negotiations and replaces them with a psychology-driven perspective. Examples from real-life hostage negotiations keep the narrative lively. Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss and Tal Raz is described as, learn real-world techniques from former FBI hostage negotiator Chris Voss to help persuade your boss that your pay rise is their idea. The book is full of useful tips and tricks to reposition an argument, and also has some great hostage stories thrown in to keep you page-turning. Click the link in the video description to buy Never Split the Difference. I asked Simon, do you have a favorite childhood book? Simon says, The BFG by Roald Dahl. Like many of Roald Dahl's books, it involves overthrowing oppressors, but this one has more kindness and adventure in it than most. And who doesn't like fart jokes about the Queen? The BFG by Roald Dahl is described as, the BFG is no ordinary bone-crunching giant. He is far too nice and jumbly. It's lucky for Sophie that he is. Had she been carried off in the middle of the night by the blood bottler, or any of the other giants, rather than the BFG, she would have soon become breakfast. When Sophie hears that the giants are flush-bunking off to England to swallow a few nice little chidlers, she decides she must stop them once and for all. And the BFG is going to help her. Click the link in the video description to buy the BFG. Thanks to Simon Sharpe for the great book recommendations. Click the link to read the full interview on smartthinkingbooks.com, and don't forget to check out Simon's book, 5 Times Faster, Rethinking the Science, Economics, and Diplomacy of Climate Change.